In this video, I will explain how to use the ring system in the most efficient way. Most players evaluate rings incorrectly. A simple tier list is not enough for this system. What really matters is not the individual power of a ring, but how much it contributes to your entire setup. There are 4 main skill types in the game: active, passive, secondary strike, and turn-based skills. The value of a ring depends on how many of these it affects. The core rule is simple. The more skills a ring impacts, the stronger it is. So instead of asking, "Is this ring strong?" ask this: "How many abilities does this ring boost?" If the answer is multiple, then it is already a top-tier choice. One investment, multiple upgrades. There are 4 key rings in the game: Harbinger of Destruction, Sacred Knowledge, Skybound Knight, and Glorious Guardian. These are meta-defining rings and are used in most builds. Harbinger of Destruction is the most important ring. It boosts passive skills. If your build has multiple passive abilities, this ring becomes extremely efficient. With a single upgrade, you increase the damage of your entire system. That's why Harbinger of Destruction should always be your first priority. Sacred Knowledge works the same way, but for turn-based skills. In builds like Caesar setups, this ring becomes incredibly strong. These 2 rings share one key advantage. They boost the entire system, not just one unit. That's why their value scales much higher than others. Skybound Knight focuses on active skills. There is one key rule. A skill that doesn't trigger deals no damage. This ring increases how often active skills trigger, which directly increases total damage output. However, it only affects specific units, not the entire setup. That's why it comes after the first 2 rings in priority. Glorious Guardian is even more limited. It works directly on a single commander and does not scale well across the team. Because of this, it is not a priority investment. It can be used, but it should not be your focus. Now let's talk about upgrades. The biggest mistake players make is spreading resources across multiple rings. The correct strategy is simple. Upgrade one ring and strengthen your entire setup at once. This approach gives you much higher efficiency with the same resources. Upgrade priority is clear. First, Harbinger of Destruction, then Sacred Knowledge. Investing elsewhere too early is usually a mistake. Other rings like Azure Moon or Radiant Sun are generally low efficiency and not worth investing in. These are only useful in very specific cases, usually for high-spending players. For most players, they are not recommended. Instead, focus on support or utility rings for better long-term value. To summarize, more skills affected equals higher value. Single unit effect equals lower priority. Low damage equals not worth investing. Once you understand this logic, you can evaluate any ring yourself and stay ahead of other players. In conclusion, the best rings are Harbinger of Destruction and Sacred Knowledge. Smart investment always wins.